All right, guys, let's talk a little. It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing to do. Sight fishing and frogging are my two favorite ways to fish, for sure. I went out there the other day, and we got to get all this ready. Hold on. All right. Went out there the other day to do a little frog fishing. Well, actually, I take that back. That's not the truth. I went out there the other day to find some fish and do some things out offshore. I knew there was a shad spawn going on. Made a whole video about it. I don't know if this is going to come out before or after. Doesn't really matter. I knew that there was a shad spawn going on. I knew that there were some fish to be caught on a frog. I tried to stay away from it. I tried to do other things. But when they're blowing up in the hay and I'm about one cast away from it, I got to at least go up there and throw a popping perch. And that's what I did. Just like that, though. See, what's crazy is actually good on all the popping perch. They're just not busting up in there. I think they're in there though. Smoked on him. Now it looks good too. Now this is what I was throwing. Okay. I need to, okay? I've been going out there. This is the rod. So I've been throwing a frog on a rod for years, okay? And I'm doing a whole video about it. This is basically the rod right here. I know it looks different. This is a prototype rod. I also sight fish with it. This is like the next generation. This is like the one they asked me to go like test out. It looks different, but it's the same blank, same rod, same everything. And I will be throwing it on that. When this rod comes out, we'll get into this rod. So this so-called rod, I have about 3 or 4 different versions of this rod, and they all look different. So a lot of times I might be like, I saw you throwing a different rod. Well, sort of, but it's still the same version. Okay, we're working on things. I had this. I'd gotten this earlier this year, this Custom Light 7.4. I still go back to this rod saying, for all the rods Lewis has ever made, this is the best rod I've ever seen him made for this kind of fishing. 7.4 heavy. That's actually heavy. Okay. Most of the time, I don't think any of these rod companies make rods that are heavy enough for certain. They call them heavy. They're not heavy. Anyways, this is what I was throwing because I was testing it out. Like, I was like, man, I kind of like this rod. So I'm going through the process of testing it out on a whole bunch of different things. I know I can catch them on that rod. I was like, let's see how this rod. So I've been throwing it for the past month and a half, and I like it. I like it. I haven't sight fished with it. I've been frogging with it. So this is what I got, my popping perch. Now, I'm throwing this in the hay. Why are we making this video? I want to explain some things about this and... Well, I got to get it out now. I got to get my pad perch out. Where's one? It took forever. Okay. Here's the difference. See if I even have... Let's grab one. This is a pad perch. The difference is obvious, right? One is for popping. One goes through the water a little bit cleaner. Now, for the most part, frogs have been like this. They were made like this without this whole popping thing, right? That make them pop. A lot of people think when I throw this is because I'm wanting to pop, like to do the popping action. It's not the case. Not the case at all. I throw the popping perch more than the pad perch. I have different ways. I can do the same thing with this that I can with this. Now, this has its own place. You can do this vice versa. The one thing you can't do with this that you can do with this is I can, if I want to, pop it just a little bit. Get a little bit more action out of the front of this bait. If I want to, okay? Now, I can walk this bait. I think this is the best walking frog out there. I really do. There's a reason for it. I know the reason. It's the shape. It's the tail. it's a lot easier to walk. It also sits up high. A lot of frogs kind of sit down low like this. This thing sits up top high. It's a lot easier to walk a bait that sits up high. I like to walk this thing. I think it moves a lot of the water. I think it sitting up higher is better and makes water move more when you walk it. So I throw this one. I throw it and it's pretty darn weedless. I'll throw this more in like thick, crazy stuff. Okay? But right now, even most of this hay, a lot of it's not that thick. I wasn't throwing it. I just wanted to let y'all know why I picked the popping perch and why I'm using it, because I still think that there's misconception that I'm trying to pop it, right? I'm just trying to walk it. Now, I will say, and this is kind of weird, shad spawns are crazy. They're wild. Shad spawns don't make sense, and here's why. One day with the shad spawn, you can go out there and smoke on a frog. You can throw in a swim jig, and you'll never get bit on a spinnerbait. And then like the next year, same lake, same everything, go out there. They won't hit a frog, a swim jig, a thunder cricket, and they'll only eat a spinnerbait. And then the next year, they'll only eat like a caffeine shad. Like, it's weird. Like, shad spawns are weird. And it's funny that walking it is good. Making a lot of noise right now out there is pretty darn good too. Like, you can throw in the same area when they're there, and you can work one really slow and calm and let it sit there and one will bust it. And then the guy next to you can be like working as fast as he can. And he might get like 8 bites in a row, and then you nothing. And then you get 4 bites in a row, him nothing. It's just wild. Well, I just wanted to be able to do both with one bait. So that's why I'm throwing the popping perch. And this is when I like to throw this in thick stuff. Like stuff that I can walk this bait. Hackney says this is a better walking bait. I'm not so sure, but he says he likes this one walking better than this one. Whatever. I'm not disagreeing with him, but he likes to walk this one more. I throw this one because of where I live. I throw a lot in hay, pads, just junk. Sometimes I like to reel this one more. That's why the nose of it is so pointy, because it goes through things better. Okay? Yes, I can walk it, but a lot of times I'm trying to throw this in dead calm, dead slick water and just get it through that area. 9 times out of 10, I'm throwing this more in the summertime and in the fall. Okay? Because I'm working it super fast and not even like walking it sometimes, like reeling it through that stuff. Like they don't even care about anything but just reeling it. So, like I said, I can't do that with this. I can definitely do it with this. This can do everything except pop it, right? This can do everything except reel it. But yeah, I tend to go to this more often than this. And now I have a lot of buddies that say they like to skip with this one better and do all that. Hey, like I said, if you got more confidence throwing this than this, fine. I'm just letting you know why I throw it different. But yes, just wanted to clear some things up. Luckily, I do like this rod. Line, the 60 pound, I'll talk about the plasma braid from Sunline, 60 pound. I'm still confused. They make 50, and I see 50 for certain things, or 30. Guys, if you're frog fishing, this is all we do. I've been doing this for years. I will never go less than 60, ever. I don't know why you would. I can skip it just as good. I can skip this Sunline, this plasma just as good, because some people are like, oh, it skips better with 50. I don't know what braid you're throwing. It skips fine with that. Is it thicker? Yes. I also got it on 300 Super Duty from Luz. Everyone's like, man, that's kind of a big reel. It's not a big reel to me, but I'm gonna explain something. I really wish we had videos back in the day. Like this is one of the few times I wish we had video and cameras. There's a lot of times I wish we did, but I wish I could show you all the reels I broke for years. Some Luz included, but they weren't the Super Duties. I think, no one's told me this, but maybe I'm the reason they started making this Super Duty 300, because I would send reels back because I would break gears. Now I broke gears in every reel I ever had, ever. When I'm frog fishing with braid and what we were doing, I broke gears every year in every reel I've ever had. This is the reel. This is the reel I was throwing yesterday. See this right there? I want you to see this. See these handles? Let me take this off. See what that reel looks like? The handles are supposed to be like this. See these nice handles? Say lose on them and everything. This reel, look at these. So we got this reel. This is all that coming off. See all this stuff? That's coming off. This is what it looks like when it all comes off. Do you want to know why? Look at that reel. Look at the marks on it. That's how old that reel is. I've had that reel 6, 7, 8 years. I have no idea how long I've had that reel. This one, probably a year or two less. I don't know, it looks pretty bad too. This is basically a brand new one. Y'all get mad on here all the time because, man, your reels sound bad. You need to oil them. Man, I fish with my reels. I fish with them. I'm just telling you, I've never done anything. Like all the stuff's coming off of it. They're rough. They're rough. They're rough. I've beat up on them. Most of the paint's gone. Yeah. I've gotten 5, 6 years out of just torture on those reels. I don't care what anyone says. They could come out with an $800 reel. No, I'm picking my Super Duties when I want to go throw nasty stuff, nasty baits, big baits, braid, get in the junk, hit them as hard as try to break everything I got on them. I have not broken a single Super Duty ever. And so, yeah, they're my favorite reel. That's why there's 3 of them right here. Look at this, what I got right here. Got a flashy swimmer. Look, stickers coming off. They're old. I want reels that last forever. Those are my Super Duties. Got a couple of them over there. Got a bunch of them over there. Good job, Luz. Favorite reel. Favorite reel. That's all I'm saying.